Hello, this is Azrael. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my lovely wife, goes by Lilith online, and usually we're going to be talking about ghost stories. And
Spooky, spooky.
usually I share mine. However, we're going to share my wife's and a very recent one, not from our past.
Wives. How many wives do you
Wives, as in possessive. My wife.
Wives? Wives.
Moving on. Okay. Anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first incident happened about a week ago?
No, actually, I think it was about 5 days ago.
About
Yeah.
Okay, about 5 or 6 days ago. We were watching television and we just kind of passed out on the couch that night, fell asleep, and the day before we had some work done here at the house. I don't know if Azrael's been sharing any of that info with us, the viewers, but so we've been having some work done here at the house, and the guy that was working, the maintenance guy, had walked in the door without knocking that day, and it startled us. But he just like walked through the back door. So okay, long story short, woke up that morning to a figure walking through our back door area and coming up the back way through our dining room, and I could hear the sound of the ramp. I could hear the footsteps, and it scared the crap out of me. I thought it was him. I was like thinking, why is he here? Why did he not call? Why is he walking through the door? We already fussed at him yesterday for doing that, and he's just like all up in here walking through our house. And then I realized it wasn't him, and like I'm staring at the figure, and I'm like looking because I'm about to say, what are you doing up here? Why didn't you call us? And I'm just staring and trying to wake up a little bit. And then I realize, oh, that's not our maintenance person. Who is this? Oh, we have an intruder in the house. And so then I closed my eyes thinking, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm going back to sleep. And I looked over at Azrael and I'm like, wake up, wake up.
So I wake up
There's somebody in the house.
to that, somebody in the house. So I wake up and automatically my brain starts associating where are the sharp objects scattered about through the house. Am I going to have to find this guy and choke a bitch? I don't know, right? So,
Yeah, I'm like, he's like, where? I'm like, down in the dining room. But then, like, as he's getting up, my brain starts processing, okay, he's already continued walking. The dogs aren't barking. So he's either in the dining room and he's waiting to, or he's like going through stuff, or he's waiting to pounce on us, or what. But the dogs aren't barking. The cats don't give a crap. And, like, yeah, so Azrael gets up, goes over and looks, and there's nobody there.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
he checks around, there's nobody.
I made a right. He went down the hallway to meet on the other side. So just in case he went to the other rooms,
Mm-hmm.
the dogs might have still been asleep, And because if he would have went the other way, my wife would have saw. So he literally disappeared right when he turned the corner or past the corner from the kitchen into the living room.
But what was interesting was, as he was walking
Dining
through
room.
that threshold, when I woke up and stopped and looked, he stopped walking, and you could tell it was a male figure. Like a lot of people will be like, well, how do you know it was male or female? Oh, it was definitely a dude. But he stopped dead in his tracks, and no pun intended, stopped and just stared
Just got it.
stared right at me, and I'm like, that's why I thought it was a person, like a real alive person, and it wasn't. So that was like spooky, spooky. That's my word. That was spooky, spooky. Anyway, so yeah, that was that incident. And then it was probably what, 2 or 3 days later. 2 or 3 days later, um, again, our really bad habit of Netflixing and what?
Making out of jail.
Yeah, Netflix and chill. So we passed out on the couch again, and this time I woke up to bright flashes of light, blue, and crackly sounds like electricity. And I thought our bug zapper was going off. Now, across from the living room, down the hall a little bit, was Azrael's father's, previously his room, where he passed away. It's now our guest room. But anyway, we always keep the door shut, and the door was open, and I could see all this blue light, and I could see the sparking of it. If you can imagine a bug zapper literally just going off constantly, like if you threw 100 bugs at it, and it's just pop, 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 pop. So it was making the sounds, it was making the flashes of light. The cats, there's like 3 cats in the hallway staring through the doorway, and they're just staring. They're staring, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, we are having a freaking electrical fire or something. I thought the bug zapper was just going off. I thought maybe there was a huge bug or a mouse or something got trapped in it and it was just stuck. And I didn't even wake him up. I just quickly got in my wheelchair and I was like, zoom, right down the hall, straight to the room, because I'm thinking I need to go figure out what's going on and assess the situation as soon as possible. And right when I got to the doorway, everything stopped. All the sound stopped, all the lights stopped, everything stopped. And like I said, I really thought there was like something electrical going on with the zapper. But when I looked down at it, it was not only just turned off, it was unplugged. So it wasn't even plugged into the wall. I mean, it wasn't even near being plugged into the wall, not even like halfway hanging out. It was completely unplugged. And I'm thinking, am I going nuts? So I picked up the plug and I plug it in, unplug it, plug it in, unplug it. I did this like a couple times. And I just put it back down on the floor and I'm like, all right, whatever's out there messing with me or whatever, I'm going back to bed. So I was like, I'm ignoring this.
Now, I mean, as it happened in my father's room, a lot of people would be prone to thinking, well, it must be your father. However, I mean, I'm a little bit more rational about that. I don't think it was my father. I do believe it was a protective spirit because when my father was still alive at the other house where he lived with us, same thing happened, only it's from a different angle. The crackling blue lights, we were going through some hard times, some very stressful times, and believe that it's a protective spirit because this happens when we're going through stressful times and we always pull through. But this time, it both woke us up, this crackling sound.
Mm-hmm. The exact same time, we both sat up in bed, looked at each other,
So
and then looked down towards the doorway, and we just stared. And this blue, crackly electrical light was just coming down the hallway at our old house, coming towards our doorway.
Walking down the hall,
and
just moving down the hall.
As it approached, I mean, it got brighter and brighter, but like right when it got to the threshold of what would be our doorway in the hallway, it stopped. Everything stopped. The lights just went out, the sound stopped, and we both looked at each other like, did we really just see it? He's like, did you see that? I'm like, I saw that. Did you see that? And we're like, really? You saw that? So that was really interesting. That was pretty interesting.
And during that time, not trying to take pictures, but of things, but during that time, we've taken pictures and we've gotten apparitions, outlines of bodies, facial features, not little.
Very prominent.
Yeah, not orbs that people say, hey, this is a ghost and it's probably a speck of dust. This is an actual outline of the body, and you can tell that it has a mustache.
You can almost see like the brows and the eyes and the nose, and I mean, pretty prominent stuff.
But yeah, you see through it. It's just a little.
Yeah. And I mean, we had that other experience like 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah, that spotlight incident.
We have this lamp, and it's got 4 spotlights, and it's a touch light, so there's no switch. There's no way a switch could be like halfway flipped or turned so that it may, you didn't finish turning it and it turned on kind of thing. No, it's a touch thing, and you have to be pretty tall to reach it. The cats can't get to it because it's a very skinny pole, so if they were even attempting to jump on it, they would just knock the whole thing over. But out of all 4 little lights, one of the spotlights turned itself on as we were sleeping on the couch again. It's a running theme.
Hey, that's where the party's at.
I guess. We were sleeping on the couch and one of the lights popped on. And it's the one that was shining right in our face. Like it was trying to say, hello, wake up, pay attention to me.
And you notice there's a certain time in the morning at night.
Yeah.
A lot of this happens.
It happens either right in the morning or in the middle of the night around 2 or 3. And this happened about 3 a.m. or shortly before or right after. And I thought he had just gone to the restroom or something and didn't turn off the lights. So I'm like, turn the light off. And he's like, okay, but I didn't turn it on. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I didn't turn it on. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm too tired to deal with this. So I went back to sleep. And then we talked about it the next morning.
Well, so that's what's been going on here. 3 little ghostly incidents in a week's time.
Pretty bad.
Again, as there's still some stuff, a lot of stuff has to do, but the more we complete our room down here and it become more active, our house becomes more alive. So can't wait to see what happens this Samhain season.
Hopefully nothing while I'm by myself.
Well, in any case,
Spooky.
thank you for watching. And
don't forget to subscribe and like the channel because it's awesome. Tell your friends. Bring some friends. Enjoy the show.